Frequent flyer flies, la 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 la. Frequent flyers back.
What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer? Welcome back to the channel. Smash the like button to show your support. And if you're new to the channel, I'd like to extend the warmest welcome. So I have a car here for you guys to review. This thing is by a company called Bravomonster, and they're an Amazon-based company, I'm guessing, because that's the only place I've seen this thing. And this thing is a fully proportional steering and fully proportional throttle RC car. I believe this is a 132 scale or maybe 124th scale, maybe. This thing is, I'm not sure. It really doesn't say what scale this thing is. However, this thing is a pretty awesome little car. I think it lacks lights though. They do have a version of this with lights, but it has a different shape and all, but I went for this one because of the shape. But to be honest, when I got this thing, I actually thought it was a tiny car because this company, Bravomonster, they have a 172 scale car, and I was thinking that this was a variation of that. And so I bought this thinking that it was going to be tiny, and when it came and it was large, it really threw me off, kind of. You know, really wasn't what I wanted, but it turned out to be pretty cool though. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I'm just saying that this car is a pretty cool car. It's different. It's not really a scale model or anything like that. It's not modeled after any car that I know of, but it looks pretty sleek and futuristic though, the way it's shaped and all. They really had a nice green version that I liked of this. It had a green color, and it was like really dark green, and with the shine and everything on it, it just looked really awesome. But that thing took a little longer to come, so I grabbed the red one. You guys know I love red, and so that's how I ended up with the red one. This thing has Hall sensor sticks on it, the transmitter, so no drifting or anything like that with the Hall sensor sticks on here. It has a rechargeable LiPo battery inside. A lot of these little cars that have built-in batteries don't have a LiPo. They usually have lithium ion. Well, this one has a LiPo. I really don't know what protocol this is on because I haven't really tested it. It has this little ball figure in the front. It kind of resembles a person's helmet or something in there. So that looks a little different. It does have suspension. Very little suspension. There's a little spring helping these front wheels here, and also there's some suspension in the back, but very limited, not much travel. And so I didn't do any big jumps with this thing or anything like that, but it does have suspension though, so might not be suitable for jumps and all. It does have a USB type C right here under this flap, and there's a little hole there with a button. I think that's how you bind the thing to the transmitter or whatnot. I'm not sure if you have to put the transmitter into bind mode. On and off switch right here. Again, the battery is inside, you know, non-removable battery. You can't access the battery. The transmitter takes 2 AAA batteries. It's held in by this screw right here on the battery bay. And the sticks actually have lights. They light up as you control this little car, and they also are linear. They're also linear to let you know which direction the sticks can move in, because this stick over here on the right, it cannot move up and down, only left and right. And this stick only moves up and down and not left and right. A pretty easy way to control this thing instead of the pistol grip style steering wheel that we usually see on these little things. Some people like this style of control a little better. I wonder if this thing is compatible with the jumper multi-protocol radios. I'm not sure yet. It does tell you in the instructions manual here how to bind it. It actually has a monster mode, and it tells you how to get there here. It says you push the throttle stick to the front, and at the same time you push the power switch on to the controller, and the LED will turn solid red, and then this car can drive really fast. Check out the normal mode. This is the speed. So that's full forward. Now I'm going to turn this thing back off and put it in monster mode. So this thing is blazing fast now that it's in monster mode. Check it out. The only thing, I didn't see that the light turns red like they described in the instructions manual. You can trim the steering with this little dial here, and I thought that was pretty cool. And for the most part, this is a pretty cool car. It has a pretty tight turn on it, so it would be ideal probably to FPV. I've been thinking about that, wondering if I'm going to keep this thing and just FPV it, because I'm thinking I can put a little FPV camera right here, and this thing actually drifts. So it is fast enough to drift. It does have rubber tires on it, but it does have enough power for it to drift. It is rear wheel drive. I'm not 100% sure, but I would guess that these front wheels don't have bearings in them because they don't spin that freely, you know, as if they had bearings in them. But it is rear wheel drive, and I did let my wife drive this thing on our old laminate floors, and she described this thing as smooth. So I agree with that. This thing is pretty smooth when you're driving it. It gives that feeling that it's smooth. The only gripe I have with this thing is its price. I mean, don't get me wrong, this thing does have a premium feel and all, but this thing is 80 bucks, y'all. I think that might be a little too much to pay for a little car like this with no lights or anything, when you can get other cars that are fully hobby grade for less than this and probably at the same size and all. So that's the only gripe that I have with this thing. Otherwise, this is a pretty slick little driver here. I like it. Might be a little overpriced for many. Hall sensor sticks on this thing I don't think are worth that much for the price to be that high. But all in all, pretty decent little car. I like it. The wheels can be removed, but I don't know what you would replace the wheels with. Otherwise, pretty awesome little car from Bravomonster. Thanks for watching.